They say love knows no tribe, but sometimes, people's hearts are darker than the color of their skin. This is the story of Funke, a humble, respectful, God-fearing Yoruba girl with a quiet smile and a loud destiny. She met her husband through a church connection. It was Elder Amadi, a respected deacon in their church in Lagos, who introduced her to the Uche's family in the east. She's well behaved, Elder Amadi had said. From a good Christian home. She may be Yoruba, but her character is pure. The Uche family, however, was not impressed. A Yoruba girl? Mama Uche frowned. They're too stubborn. And their women? Always full of tricks. Their love for pepper is second to none. But because of Elder Amadi's strong recommendation and the fact that Obiora, the only son, liked her, they agreed. Reluctantly. So Funke got married to Obiora. She moved far away from her people, carrying only her few belongings and a heart full of hope. At first, the family pretended to accept her. Mama Uche would smile through her teeth and say things like, "You're welcome, my daughter," but behind her back, she'd call her Nwani Yoruba like it was an insult. Funke tried. She really tried. She would wake up early, sweep, cook, clean, and serve the entire compound with patience. She didn't speak much, just did her duties. But even her silence annoyed them. Then 2 years passed. No child yet. 3 years still nothing. Not even a miscarriage. That was when things changed. The pressure and pain were much on Funke. Mama Uche started openly calling her names. Empty pot. Waste of bride price. Who knows what kind of abortion she did in Lagos? You think this is your Yoruba people's house where you use juju to block wombs? She added, my son was born strong. If another woman was here, by now, we'd have twins. Her husband, Obiora, changed too. He became cold. He started sleeping outside, lying that he had business trips. He'd stop eating her food. No more my dear, no more Funke baby, just silence or shouting. One night, Funke tried to talk to him. She said softly, Obi, please. Let's go to the hospital together. He hissed. Why? So the doctor can confirm what I already know, that you're the problem? Please. That was the night she cried till dawn. Alone. While she was struggling to keep the marriage, her mother-in-law was planning her end. She's using charm on my son, Mama Uche murmured one evening, pounding yam. But I'll show her. Let her go and continue her madness in her Yoruba land. She added poison into Funke's food one Sunday evening. It was bitter leaf soup, Funke's favorite. She smiled to herself. This will end her. Let her go meet her ancestors. Since she doesn't want to give my son a child. But Funke didn't die, yes. She ate the food, and the next day, she snapped. She started laughing at nothing. Dancing in the rain. Talking to herself. Tearing her wrapper. They called it madness. Yes, Funke had run mad. Obiora, instead of asking questions, threw her out. I didn't marry a lunatic, he said. Let her people come and carry her. Instead, Obiora remarried. His new wife. Barren, too. She couldn't give me a child. Nobody came to save Funke. She was abandoned on the streets. Nobody knew that Funke was 4 weeks pregnant when the madness started. She wandered for months. Dirty. Tattered and forgotten. 1 year later, she was still pregnant. Yes, 1 full year. Nobody understood it. Some said it was spiritual. Others said it was karma. But her belly remained until one morning, right in front of a big estate gate, she squatted and gave birth. No midwife, no hospital. Later, Madam Ijoma, the estate chairlady, called Nurse Joy, who assisted. Some women from the estate ran to help. They cleaned her up. Wrapped the baby. The child, a boy, cried with full lungs. Strong and loud. But that night, while Funke slept under a mango tree, a couple who had been praying for a child for 13 years came by. They saw the baby, looked at each other, and in silence, they took him. Funke woke up and found nothing but empty wrappers. She screamed, searched every gutter, every corner. My son, my Ayomid-e. Nobody listened. Just another mad woman crying on the road. They said, the baby was raised well with love. They named him Uche. He went to the best school, ate well, wore good clothes. But at 10, some children in his class mocked him. You're not their real son. You're the mad woman's child, his peers teased him. He went home crying. But his adoptive parents comforted him. They're just jealous. Ignore them. But something shifted inside him that day. At 16, Uche became known for giving. Always feeding beggars, sharing food with mad people, helping the helpless. One day, he gave food to a certain mad woman who held his hands tightly and said, "Thank you, my son. Ayomidi, you've grown." He paused. That name again. He went home. "Mummy, why does that woman keep calling me her son?" His mother panicked. "She's mad. Don't mind her. Please ignore." But 4 different strangers told him otherwise. "You look like her. Ask your parents the truth." Weeks passed. Pressure grew. He begged. He cried. For 4 months. Until one night, his adoptive father broke down. "We didn't steal you. We saved you." They told him the full story. He wept. Then he said, "I must find her. My real mother." They searched. The spot she used to stay was empty. Months passed, 8 long months. Still nothing. Then, one day, someone in a remote village said, "There's one woman by the riverside who sings lullabies every night." They went. And there she was. Hair like ropes. Eyes tired. Still humming. Ayomidi walked slowly. "Mummy, it's me." She stopped. Looked at him. Tears gathered. Then she smiled. A long, tired smile. He hugged her. And in that moment, something broke. The madness left. They called a pastor. Prayers were made. And that very night, back in the east, Mama Uche began to scream. She ran mad. People said, it has returned to sender. The Uche family consulted prophets. One told them, the evil your mother planted must be undone. You must beg the one she harmed. They searched for Funke. They found her. This time, clean, dressed, and peaceful. Living in a small house with Ayomide. Obiora fell on his knees. "I'm sorry." Funke looked at him and said, "I forgave you long ago. But I can never return to a place that almost killed me." Mama Uche was brought, too. Still mad. Still tied with rope. The pastor prayed. She calmed down. But she was never the same again. Funke moved on with her life. Her son. He built a foundation called the Forgotten Mothers Home, a place for rejected women and mentally ill mothers. When asked why, he simply said, "Because my mother was once forgotten. And still, she remembered me." And that, my dear listener, is the story of Funke, the woman they called mad. Let this be a lesson. Not every madness is madness. Some are wounds inflicted by wickedness. Let us learn to love. To not judge by tribe. And to protect the ones who trust us with their hearts. Because you never know who you're trying to break. Might just be the mother of a future king. The end.